like dandruffy looking yellow green bugs, those are aphids. Will he figure it out? Good question. Hey, it's your girl Andrea. So it's Sunday and we are doing aphid checks. Dad just called me and said we do have pretty heavy aphids over on one of our fields a half an hour that way. So I am going to come check some of the local fields and see what we got to spray. We're just gonna have my cousin spray for aphids. But if I find some, I'll show you what they look like. I'm kind of hoping that I don't find too many of them. But as Dad says, for some reason, when crop prices are low, that's when our aphids decide to show up. So they just like double whammy us. But let's see if we can find anything out here. Sit on the bottom side of like the newer leaves on top here. So I'm kind of just gonna flip leaves over. And they're little yellow bugs, and I'm not seeing much of anything here, which is fantastic. I know some of my friends over in South Dakota, the Sioux Falls-ish area, they're the ones that are having quite a few aphids show up. So we do have some, but that is not bad. They're not covered. I don't think Dad got a video of the other field, so I'll have to grab that one of these days and show you what it looks like when there's a lot more aphids, because I'm not finding a lot. It's a majestic little blue dog. Oh, hey! Was there a little baby raccoon you're trying to find? Yeah, okay. So, really not seeing much here, which I love to not find. Seeing a little bit, so that's just a little bit. I'm really like, it's like 1 out of every 15 leaves I'm finding something, and they're usually towards the top new ones. They're like almost hip height on me, so I'm excited to see how these bad boys do. Just ignore this really ugly corner where the sprayer turned around. But looking really good. Dad also was up at our farm where we've talked about that it probably isn't going to be very pretty up there because of all that rain and the fact that that soil doesn't drain super well. He said it looks really good, actually. We got to do better crop scouting than what he did briefly, but I don't even know what to say. Like, I expected it to be, hey, come on, absolutely terrible. And I guess it's not. So 007 right by my house is looking superb. Here's a photo from the other day. We're starting to notice where the gravel hills are. So that's our field. This is not ours, but you can just see where the gravel hills sit because you're starting to see the stress. We've been really dry now again, which has been good in some aspects and not good in others. But all of that lighter colored soybeans over there, those are gravel hills. And you'll start to see it. I mean, even like in the corn way over there, that's ours. You can see exactly where those gravel hills are. So this will likely yield lower just because when you don't get rain, gravel doesn't hold on to any moisture like black dirt does. Hence why we're seeing some of the corn kind of like burn up in a sense on the gravel hills. The rest of it looks just dandy. It's just the little areas where you go 2 weeks without any rain and we were really hot. Those gravel hills just tend to kind of burn up a little bit. So I'm gonna go check a field up by what we call our Aussie pasture. Also the pasture the other morning that supposedly we had cows out. I went up there mid-feeding. We didn't have cows out, which I was happy. I really don't know what happened that your cows were out, unless they were just like calves. I don't know. But I got that call and I was like, no. Anyways, all good. So we'll just keep scouting here and checking stuff out. I do really appreciate that most of the fields that we farm, whether it's owned or rented, are within like most of them are within probably like a 6-mile radius of the home place. So home section in general, which big fan. We have a couple fields that are like 15-20 minutes away, and then we have the other field that is a good 30-minute hike, but usually we haul that grain anyway. So that's a whole hodgepodge that we'll talk about this fall of like what we do with that when it's farther. It always depends on grain prices too, but generally stuff that's further we don't haul home necessarily. We like to haul it to the elevator that's nearby, so we're not making 30-minute, 35-minute one-way trips especially to get into corn. But anyways, so this is the pasture where those cows were supposedly out the other day. We'll have to haul them home in the next little while. Or not a lot of grass left there. That's always how that pasture is. But at least we got to like mid-August. And then this is corn. This is a mix of 007 and 9771. Also looked at that in a previous video, but the beans right next to it we did not look at, so we'll go check them out and make sure there's no aphids chilling there. There are some in here. You can see just a little bit of those little yellow dots, the yellowish greenish dots on some of the leaves. Dad said the other ones were like covered. These ones I don't think we're gonna have to spray as of right now anyways. Looking for that newest growth. And there are more on that tiny one. That's a little bit more aphid pressure on these very new leaves. So this one does have a little bit more than the other field, but still not terrible. It's just kind of like spotty. So I don't think we'll spray this one yet unless it does get much worse. But there is a little bit more than the other field. So pretty. They're starting to give us lots of pods, lots of threes the way it looks. So we'll see. Go, grow, go. Hey, in the field. All right, go check them nests. Check them leaves, girl. This got sprayed recently too. Alrighty, what do we got up in here? I'm not seeing a lot of action. I gotta find some really new leaves. Here we go. Oh yeah, there they are. So they look like little green dots. So I just broke this off the plant, but you can see the little like dandruffy looking yellow green bugs. Those are aphids. They like to be on the very fresh leaves, so these leaves were just formed off of the plant. That's where they hang out. So this field does have kind of the same amount as that other field, actually probably a little bit more. So that's not ideal. I've seen more planes today, and I haven't noticed like what they're spraying, but I'm starting to wonder if they're spraying for aphids. Potentially, because we do have some pressure. Not bad. Like some plants don't have any. The next plant's kind of got quite a few on it. So it's just kind of like, we'll see. I'm kind of hoping like if it would just pour really good. I don't know. Like Dad says, crops prices suck. Aphids are like, hey, we're here. We haven't seen them in a couple years, I don't think. So aphids can multiply very quickly, like pretty much like rabbits. So that's where you kind of gotta watch on them. My one friend is a big, like, does sales, like chemical sales, fertilizer, etc. in an ag company where she's teaching me. But she said generally it's like 150 per plant is when you start to be like, we need to spray really bad where it economically makes sense. And this year's hard because we don't know if it really economically makes sense at all because of the price. But I don't know, I just have noticed sprayers. So just chilling. Airplane going over the farm, just casual. When I was in Wisconsin, they started working on getting hay put up. We call it over west. Some grass hay. We have a pasture over there that we just hay and then ditches and stuff along the fields over there. And waterways. And Dad was gonna haul some bales back home today. Mom dropped him off on the way home from the lake. And I guess he stabbed a tire on the semi with bale sprayer. So he's unloading it quick. He limped himself home. And I'm gonna go get his oopsies on video. Because that, folks, is the daughter that I am. What's up, baby mamas? Future baby mamas. You guys look so good. Wow. Here you go. Whoa. Oh man, what a time to be alive. I don't have anything for you. I ain't got no snacks. That is such a beautiful mark. America bales. Look at this. Sterling. I don't even know how. He said he was pushing a bale, and I'm not really sure how that happened, but it happened. Made it home. It's funny, but nice grass hay. He's into this game where he just lets a bale roll down too, and it's always just kind of a Dad unloads this quick. I'm gonna go check everyone in the barn, and then he asked if we wanted to bail tonight. I cannot talk today. Wow. Start over tomorrow. Asked if we wanted to bed tonight. I told him we're just gonna bed the barn in the morning, so it could use it, but there will be just fine in another 15, 16 hours. Plus, it's really easy when they're eating to bed because they naturally want to come off the bed pack versus right now, they'd be kind of jerks about it. So let's go get the scoop and scoop your feet up. But they still got some nice spots to lay. And then we'll scrape the alleyway tomorrow as well. We haven't had any like wind the last couple days, so everything just stays a little more wet in here versus drying to get a nice breeze. But it's not bad at all. So we also need to work calves, so do preconditioning shots, which is like pre-weaning shots. Get them done, and then once we get into mid-late September, they'll get weaned and get their next set of shots and be good to go. Then I'm gonna scoop this feed bale throughout this morning because this was clean when I fed. Jerk faces. Plus it'll make them shut up for a bit. It started raining. And I stand and scoop feed right where it comes off the roof. And everyone looks really good. So that is a very good thing. About a month and a half out from when we will look at weaning these calves, most likely. Kind of wean a little bit earlier with the barn. And then get cows out to corn stalks. Kind of in that timing. So we'll see how she rolls, but hi, Bubbies. He's getting weaned. Getting weaned, poor little fella. He gets 1 bottle a day right now in the morning. So he's looking at me like, I don't think you're gonna feed me, but I'm gonna watch you. Oh look, the semi's up front so we can fix it. Sterling. What in the heck? Turns out it's calf catch. Who left it somewhere that it just floated away? That's a little jacked up, yep. But that works, yeah. Wow, we got another one. The odds of it standing up, though, I was like,
Suppose a cow stepped on
I don't know. Finders keepers,
back.
losers cheaper. I don't even know what I just said, Ness, but we just won. Free calf catch. All right, this is the back hill that is kind of in between the two pastures. So when it flooded and we didn't have any grass at my house over there, we let our cows over there. Here, now we're gonna let the cows from the front pasture that don't have a lot of grass right now. It needs a break. Back here where the grass is quite a bit better. Still not anything to like write home about because flooding just did a number on record grass. Ness is really excited to be here, but it's fenced. Fence is hot. They're all running to come back, and we'll let them back here. Hi. Come on, babies.
I can get him to come back.
There's always one dummy. It's him. He's the dummy. I don't know whose it is. It's probably a blue tag, which would be mine. Par for the course. Ah, dummy. Will he figure it out? Good question. Good question. Maybe. He just has to come back here, which the cows are coming back here. So maybe. Yeah, tell your kid to come across. She just found out that the wire's hot too, because she did test it. So that's fun. Just need her to come across. Come on, baby. Go to mom. Come on. Dummy. It's not even her kid, but she came back for him. It's her sister's kid, but cows. All right, made it. Just had a little bit of workout. So they have to come through this little alley. You can see here the lane. And after the flooding, this is the neighbor's pasture. Their one bottom wire wasn't here and we didn't see it. And sure enough, when they were all going around this post, he went whoop, and then he was on the wrong side. And we had just put a new low wire on the creek, so he wasn't able to get anywhere. And then we got him to come back, but he went through the fence over here, and then he was over there being an idiot. Sorted one of my cows off. He's a really calm cow, but then you put them by themselves. They don't like that, so she was a little worked up. But we used our handy dandy little stick that we found, bonus, and I had to bop her with it once because they respect that, and she got over it. And then she tried the fence once, figured out it was hot, and then she stood there, was like, oh, is that my kid? And then he finally crossed the creek. And then now they went down the alley, and we're gonna walk him back here for a while, give this grass up here a rest, and they can hang out. So, calves, they are the biggest pain in the butts. Every single calf this year that's been a jerk on the wrong side of the fence, for the most part, besides one, has been blue tags. And blue tags, folks, are mine and my husband's. So I can't even blame my parents, you know, I just... Wow, girls. I literally called for you guys once. Hey, homies. What's up? Come around, I gotta go put a cow that's not ours back in. I will say, it's really easy to spot a Charolais cow out with all your black cows, but goodness gracious, thank golly for good cow dogs that make putting in the neighbor's cattle way easier. Till next time, we'll see you then. Will he figure it out? Good question. Good question. Maybe. He just has to come back here, which the cows are coming back here, so maybe.